Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Cinnamon Stitches. I am your yarn host Jennifer and today is Monday, and on Monday we show our makes, which is why we call it Monday Makes. Good Monday morning. I am recording this in the past as I normally do because I've decided to not work on the weekends any longer. It has helped to not work on the weekends. But that means Monday Makes videos has a little bit of a different feel to me because I generally have in the past filmed that on a Sunday, and I feel like for some reason I was getting an extra 2 days of work in, or somehow I was accomplishing something else, or I had better stories because I had the weekend to share with you. It is what it is, folks. It is what it is. Okay, so let's talk about the purple elephant. My hair is a hot mess right now. It literally does not, like, I made the mistake of washing it before I went to bed and I went to sleep with wet hair. And now I have, like, cowlicks everywhere. So it's, like, standing up on itself. And it's just going to be like this until it decides to calm down. So we're going to pretend that I did this on purpose and I, like, dried it out so that it was all puffy. But that's not at all what has happened. It is what it is, folks. All right, I feel like I look like the actress. I don't know if you ever saw the movie Night in Rodanthe, the daughter. That's why I feel like my hair looks like her hair. It's like all over the place. But we're gonna call it a day. My hair has a natural wave to it, and sometimes it does what it wants to do. Is also really heavy, so I don't know why it's so fluffed up right now, but I mean, whatever. So yeah, on Monday, not only do I share my makes for the past 7 days or so, I'm like, hey, this is what I've made in the past 7 days, so you get an idea what I've been working on, which is not a lot. I also give you a life update, so this is a blog video as well, so I come on, I'm like, hey, this is, you know, I talk about what I've been doing, I talk about life things, I talk about like whatever pops into my head. That's not everybody's cup of tea, but like that, it's all good. It's all good. All right, so let's talk about what I'm wearing because this is my one and only make of the week, and I've been calling it a sweater. And I had a post I made a couple years ago pop up in my feed, and I'm like, okay, that is, I literally just recreated the Spring Fling t-shirt. Except instead of cotton, I did it in Colorama. So if you want to replicate this, it's the Spring Fling t-shirt tutorial here on the channel, so that I don't have to record another tutorial. It was funny because while I was making it, I was thinking about the Autumn Sunrise sweater. And I was thinking I was recreating the Autumn Sunrise sweater with the exception of I was doing double crochet instead of the granny stitch. And if any of you have made either of those, you're going to laugh because I forgot entirely about the Spring Fling t-shirt. And then the memory popped up on, I don't know, I think it was Facebook or something. And I was like, I literally recreated the shirt. I mean, there's a few things that are different. So the Spring Fling t-shirt doesn't have the holes here where I did the increase because I did 3 double crochets here, and on this version I did 2 double crochets, chain 2 double crochets, which actually gave me more room because I have more squared off shoulders. And I didn't put any ribbing anywhere on the shirt, so that's the difference between this and the Spring Fling t-shirt, which is not a lot. So if you want to recreate this, Spring Fling t-shirt is where you go. But if you want to make this to where it's the granny stitch instead of solid double crochets, go to the Autumn Sunrise tank top. Or sweater, it's not tank top. So this is my shirt. This is the sweater complete. I took 2 full cakes of this stuff, which we'll talk about in a minute. But what do you think? Isn't it pretty? I just did center to outer, and I did outer to center. And I'm going to tell you right now, I hate outer pulling. I hate working from the outside of the cake or the outside of the ball inward. I hate it. I struggled so much with getting the yarn off of the cake. And And then it kept falling on the floor and running away from me. And I don't have one of those cool doodad things where you just set the cake on and it will spin for you. I don't have one of those. I don't remember what they're called. So what I did is I stuck the cake in my Big Sully. It's called a Big Sully. It's an enclosed yarn bowl. I have two versions of this. I have the original, which is called the Yarn It, which I use constantly. I told you when I did a video on this when I first got it, I want to say 2 or 3 years ago, and Mr. Cinnamon bought this for me, and I did not like the look of it. I didn't think I would ever use it. I thought it was stupid. I thought it was ridiculously overpriced. This is one of the things I use most often in my stash. In all of my tools, I use this thing most often because you ever had a yarn ball and you're like pulling on the yarn ball and it like shoots across the room out of the yarn bowl? Yeah, I don't like that. So you just put this in here. It's an all it is an enclosed yarn bowl. And it has, I don't know what I did with the stand, but it's got a rubber stand so it sits on the table and it stays there. I also use this when traveling in the car because it's got the rubber thing, and at one time I had it where I could attach it to my dashboard. It just keeps the ball in one place. So this is the Yarn It. This is the original. But then they came out with the Big Sully, and I wasn't even planning on talking about the Big Sully, but I mean, here it is. It's what I used. It's what helped make my life easier. This has a tray that goes inside so that you can actually use 2 balls, one on either side. There's holes for either. But it also holds a pretty decent sized cake. I don't think this would fit in there, but once I got it down so far, it popped it in there and I just fed it out of one of the holes, and then it kept my yarn enclosed in where it was supposed to go. Alright, so the yarn I used is Karen Colorama Halo. What color did I use in this? Do I have the label on my desk still? No. And I don't know what I did with the labels. I don't know what color this is. It's not this one. This one is blue raspberry. I think this was something rose. What the heck did I do with the label? I don't even have the project bag in here. Because my room is spotless. It's spotless. So anyway, what is this yarn? What is this yarn? It is a bulky 5. So that is one big difference between this and the Spring Fling t-shirt, is that in the Spring Fling t-shirt I used cotton and I used a 3-weight cotton. This is a bulky 5, so it should have worked up faster, but I have been battling all kinds of health issues this week, which I am still currently battling, which is why I look, you can tell by looking at my face that I don't feel good. I'm going to delve into that a little bit later in the video, so if you don't want to hear about that, like, go ahead and tune out. We're all good. But I do want to explain because I know that some of you have asked how things are going and if the urgent care helped me at all and all that good stuff. Alright, so this is a bulky weight number 5 yarn. If you're in perfect health and you crochet at a normal rate that you normally do, this should work up in less than 2 days, maybe 3 days at the most if you're a slower crocheter. This took me all week because I could only work on a little bit at a time. This is 71% acrylic, 18% nylon, 11% polyester. It is 481 yards, so it took 2 cakes to make a top, and I have this much left over. So, and I could have worked this into the bottom of the sweater, but by the time I got to where I was at, where it's at currently, what I did is I made the body of the shirt and it ended at the blue part, but I wanted the sleeves to be a little bit, first of all, I had to make the sleeves cut in a little more. So if I show you my underarm, I actually had to seam up. So if you know, if you've made the Spring Fling t-shirt, it is, you start it in a square. So you have a square with a hole in the middle for your neck, and then you fold the square in half, and then you start working in the round, and it creates the body of the shirt, right? Well, because of the way my body is shaped, My boobs are very large, okay? So I need to make the square big enough to fit around my boobs. And because of that, it tends to hang a little low here. So I seamed it up the side. I literally just, I sewed it closed and made the sleeve smaller, and then I added some inches on either sleeve. But because I wasn't sure how much yarn I had left over, I kind of guesstimated 3 rows, 3 rows. So I do have some left over. I could add to both sleeves, but I'm not gonna. I could add lengths to the bottom, but I'm happy with the length. So 2 cakes should make a 3X/4X shirt, because I'm kind of like in between those sizes. Yeah. What did I like about the yarn? It's soft. I mean, no. It's really soft in the cake, and it's really soft in the final product. It was slightly, ever so slightly, like barely at all irritating when I worked it up. It was not irritating enough that I didn't want to work on it, and it wasn't irritating enough that I was fighting to make it. It was just slightly, ever so, like I would have to take a break for a few minutes and then put lotion on or something because it was drying my hands out. But again, that also could be some of my health issues that's currently happening. Could be why my hands were extra dry, or it was extra irritating to my hands, or whatever. But yeah, I enjoyed working with this, and I actually have 2 in this colorway, so I could essentially make another top if I wanted. And I might, because I really like the way this turned out. I think it is beautiful. I love the way the colors fade. I like the way I just really liked working with this yarn. Even though it was slightly, ever so slightly irritating, I really am happy with the final product. I think this is a sweater I'm actually going to wear. Now, if you guys don't know, I make a lot of wearables, but I rarely wear them because I don't know. I'm always hot. I would rather wear a tank top most of the year, and if I'm cold, I throw on one of my favorite hoodies, and that's just how I am. That's just how I feel comfortable. I will occasionally wear a crochet top, but I also have 3 dogs that snag my stuff, so I get mad when they snag my stuff, so I like wear it on special occasions. I will sometimes wear it for a video, but I actually feel like I have a good chance of wearing this because I don't have to wear a tank top under it. I don't have to, like, there's nothing under this. It's just a top. And it's really, it feels nice worked up. It's really a cool yarn. So I'm surprised it took me this long to actually use this yarn, because I bought this last year. This came out, I think last year. 2023, yeah. So this came out in 2023. So stuff is over a year old. They actually, Colorama came out with, the Colorama Halo came out with a new variation in the color. So this is it's a gradient. It's a beautiful, they call it color phasing. Perfect phasing. It's a gradient, and yeah, it's a gradient. Kinda. I mean, it perfectly fades from one color to the next. There's no color breaks. They're just not. Which is fantastic. Where was I going with that thought? Oh, they came out with a new colorway that is more stripy, and it reminds me more of, what is that other fuzzy yarn? You know, latte cakes. The coloring is more like a latte cake than the phasing. So I don't really like that as much, because I have latte cakes up there I've never used. I only have a handful. I'm trying to see what bucket they're in, because I have no idea where I put them. I know that I have a handful of them. But now that I've made this, I'm like, maybe I should pull out a latte cake and make myself a sweater. Because I like this. So there are new colors of that on the market. Alright, now, that's all I've made this week. I have not spun, I have not knit. And this is the only thing I have had the energy to crochet. I have not had a whole lot of energy to do much else. Now this is the part where I stopped talking about crochet and start talking about Jennifer. And so this is Jennifer land, not Cinema Stitches land. you can end the video here if you don't like that I yammer on. You can end the video here if you don't want to hear about my health issues, or you don't like hearing me not be happy, cheerful, cinema stitches. Just don't tell me in the comments, because I don't need to know that. That's not my business. What you do at this point is your business. I appreciate if you stay and visit with me a little while, but you don't have to. I say that because we had a snotty little lady come in here like... Anyway, we're not addressing that. Okay, so... Life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. Race cars, lasers, airplanes, it's a duck blur. So, okay, never mind. I will sing the whole dang song. I love DuckTales, ooh. Anyway, I gotta cheer myself up somehow, right? Little man is currently upstairs sleeping. We will hear the second he wakes up, so I gotta kind of be quiet, because if he hears me having fun, he will wake up. He's very loud when he wakes up. He makes this weird noise. I don't know why, and he'll keep doing it until like his medicine kicks in. It's like a tick or something. Sometimes I ask him, I was like, are you sure you don't have Tourette's? Because he just will. He has ticks. Like, he absolutely has ticks where he just will say the same thing and just like, and he will say inappropriate things at inappropriate times. It's just like, child. I have had to cut so many clips out of videos because he's just out there saying something he shouldn't be saying, or like, it is what it is. It is what it is. Okay, so, this week on the homeschool front, we had to, I'm going to turn my light down a little bit. We had to, ooh, mood lighting. We had to contact the school district because even though I officially withdrew him from school and I got approval from the school board to homeschool him, and I have the notification and all that, they still registered him, put him in a classroom. I'm getting actual postcards from a teacher. They're emailing us about quizzes that he had coming up, and I'm like, he's not in your school. Did you not notice he's not there? So we had to call the school and talk to the registrar, whatever, and have her remove everything, because I don't care when the buses come in. I don't care. Like, you know, the bus is an hour late. Oh, whoop-de-doo. Like, my kid's not on it. I'm not worried, right? So, and it was constant bombardment of emails and stuff. I'm like, school started 2 weeks ago. We can safely assume he's not coming. So we had to go through that. I actually set up his curriculum, set up his laptop. We are ready to go. He's excited to start school. We're starting September 3rd. If I was feeling better, I probably would start him earlier, because I feel like he's bored. He's bored. He wants to be doing stuff. And when you're bored and you have ADHD, that gets you in a little bit of trouble. So, but I put it on the bulletin board. We have September 3rd is our first day of school. I told him if he wants to start before then, he absolutely can. I need to go in because we're doing it through Time for Learning, and it's an entire curriculum that's online. But I'm also subsidizing it with workbooks and other activities and stuff. And we set up the program yesterday, and it lets you put in the planner his start date for school and his end date, and then it filters and it creates a entire year's worth of activities and lessons for him. So he just goes into his lesson and he does the work, he does the reading, he does the quizzes, and then it lets me know what he has and has not completed. It lets me know his scores, and I have my own portal, he has his own portal. It's really a cool program. And I also need to go in and I need to look at my calendar and plan out some vacation, because the way that it works, I put school from September 3rd to I think June 20th or something like that. And so he has X amount of assignments per day. But then I need to go in and say, okay, well, we're having Christmas break at this time. But I think Christmas break is only going to be a week, because 2 weeks is unnecessary for us. I mean, it's homeschool. It's not like we're going on vacation. And if we went on vacation out of town, we could have him do work while we're out of town. It's not a big deal. So that for sure. And then I need to schedule in. We have a couple of events and stuff planned for the year, so I need to schedule that in. And it will shift the assignments around so that it's all still organized. It's still in order of the lesson plan. But it just shifts things. It's kind of cool. I've seen a lot of complaints about the program this year just because they updated the planner and the whole, and a lot of people don't understand it. And I think what the problem is I hear so many people complaining, but I think what it is people don't like change. So when they're so used to something and the program changes, there's always people griping and complaining because they don't understand. And this program is so stupid because they don't understand. They haven't got used to it yet. And because I'm coming in brand new after they made the change, I'm like, this is kind of easy to understand for me. And little man is brilliant. So he already has it. And it's funny because Mr. Cinnamon helped me set up the laptop because it was running really slow. My husband has several college degrees in computer sciences and internet technology, all that kind of crap, right? So he's clearly good with computers. Little man sometimes comes out and makes my husband look stupid. Because my boy is smart, okay? He's also, like, technology is he lives and breathes technology. He loves coding. So that the putting in the code to make programs. He is 10, but he loves that. He watches videos on old technology or how things are built for fun. Like most YouTube kids are like, kids on YouTube are watching like prank videos and like, you know, stupid stuff that us older people look and like, why are you watching this? This is absolute garbage. Like this new language these young people have about skibbity riz toilet. So like, you guys have seen and heard this, right? No cap. I mean, it's so stupid. It's so stupid. Okay. So my son's over here like watching videos on how to install whatever technology it is. So a lot of times I lean on Lucas and I'm like, hey, like my dude, can you fix the TV? Why is my Xbox not turning on? Can you come fix the wiring? Why is it frozen? I rely on him heavily for that because that's his thing, you know. So we're setting up the program for his school on his laptop, and Mr. Cinnamon's at work, right? Mr. Cinnamon created a shortcut on the desktop to, if I click it, it's supposed to take me to the website /application, and it wasn't working. And so Lucas looks at me like I'm stupid because I haven't figured this out. He's like, Mom, why don't you just set Google Chrome to when it opens up the home page that it goes to is Time for Learning? And I was like, good idea. And he's still thinking I'm stupid. I know how to do this, but he's click this, click this, click that. And I hate when he does that because it's so irritating, because I swear I'm not stupid, child, but he doesn't mean anything by it. He does think I'm stupid sometimes. He really thinks he knows he's smarter than me, and that's part of the problem. So he's like, click, and we set it to the home page so that when you click Google Chrome, it automatically opens up to Time for Learning. And so Mr. Cinnamon called and he's all, how's it going? And I was giving him the update, you know. And he's all, yeah, I tried to create a shortcut. I said, don't worry, Lucas fixed it. He's all, what do you mean? I was like, your shortcut was not working. It was clicking to an error and like a code window. And he's all, oh, I can fix it. I said, don't worry about it. Lucas just set Google that the home page is Time for Learning. He's all, that's my boy. Yeah, but his dad didn't think about it with all his college degrees, did he? No, he did not. 10-year-old with 4th grade education. Like, he's entering 5th grade. Why is my battery dead already? We have not been talking that long. This is why I had to order new batteries. I'll be right back. So, in other news, yeah, This goes in the dead battery pile. Red for dead. What else has been going on this week? I got my new bike, and because it's only Friday, it came yesterday, Thursday. I know you're watching this Monday, but today's Friday in my world. It came Thursday, which was yesterday, and I'm gonna have to rewind back to the health issues in a minute, but like, my health issues caused me to, I'm in a lot of physical pain, and I will explain that in a little bit, but I have no strength. Something's going on in my body, okay? I went out to get the bike thinking it's just a bicycle, I'm gonna carry the box in, right? It says it's 78 pounds, but I swear that thing's 400 pounds. It's so heavy. So I drug the box in the house, struggling the whole time. I asked Juju if she would please help me get it in the house from the garage because I couldn't get it up the 2 steps and across the room properly. So she helped me get it in, and then I started to unbox it, and I looked into the box at the many pieces of my bicycle. It's a trike. It's got 3 wheels. And I'm like, all right, me and little man are going to sit down and we're going to put this together. Well, little man sits down. And instead of actually helping do anything, like lift heavy pieces that I didn't have strength to lift up, he decides he's going to sit down and open all the really tiny little parts and spread them over the couch that the dogs use. It's the dog couch. And I'm like, dude, that's going to go into the couch. We're going to lose the pieces. We're not going to be able to put the bike together. Put it up on the table. And he's got the chain out. The bike chain, which is greasy. And he's like, put it on the table. Put it on the table. Put it on the table. Because you know he don't listen the first 18 times I said put it on the table. Right? So now I'm irritated. I'm hot. I have no strength in my arms. Can't lift anything. Don't have any real strength to tighten anything. So I'm sitting here trying to put together a piece. And the video for this bike, okay, it's the Veribus or something is the brand. Viribus bikes. I don't recommend their bikes. I mean, I don't know. I haven't ridden the bike yet because it's not put together. They're like, there's a video to walk you through and there's instructions. The instructions suck. The video is even worse. They put a whole bike together in a 10-minute video with no words. So they say, here's how you put this piece onto here. And they show it so fast. I had to slow the YouTube video down to the slowest speed. So they're literally moving in slow motion. The dude's hands are blocking what he's doing half the time in the video. Nobody's talking to me. Nobody's giving me actual instructions. The booklet assumes you know how to put a bike together. Now I'm going to tell you this about myself, okay? Little Cinnamon Stitches put together her bikes when she was little because she didn't have people around to do that for her, okay? They would buy me a bike and I would do a lot of the work on it. I was my own bike repairman because my dad worked all the time. My dad tried to teach me how to ride a bike and ended up screaming at me because I ran into a tree. So, the neighborhood kids taught me to ride the bike while he was at work. And he came home and got mad because he was supposed to teach me how to ride the bike. And he just kept screaming at me the whole time because my dad was an angry person when we were younger. He was very angry. He was very impatient. He had a lot of trauma that he was trying to deal with that I didn't understand. I just knew that my dad didn't treat me right with that. My Uncle PJ, who lived down the street, which was my mom's brother, he would have helped me, and he did help me sometimes. But I was also an independent person. I didn't want to wait for Uncle PJ to come down. And my mom is a move out of the way, I'll do it. And she was always, I believe my mom had ADHD, and I believe she was misdiagnosed. And I will believe that till the day that I die, that she had ADHD, because now that I'm learning about ADHD, my mother had ADHD, okay? There's no doubt in my mind. She was always doing everything else all the time, everywhere else. She could not sit down and play a game with us. She could not sit down and watch a movie with us. She was always busy just putzing around the house, doing things, cleaning, like doing stuff that was unnecessary. All right. So, and I also told you guys last week that I very often would get on my bike as a child and would take off for hours and nobody knew where we were at. And my chain was always popping because I was the one repairing it. I was all Lucas's age, you know. And so I know how to put bikes together for the most part. I know where the parts go. I know how. I know the basic mechanics of bikes. Putting this thing together is like, I feel like I'm trying to work on a car and I have no idea what kind of car it is. It's and I have no strength to pick up anything. Like, no strength. And that's a real problem because the bike is super heavy. So I'm watching the video in super slow motion. Little man is still just taking things apart and demanding that I give him the bike lock that came with it, because like he's not helping me at all at this point. So I had to send him away because he was just not, I was not in the mood. I was not in the mood. Just go, take the bike lock. I don't care. I don't plan on locking my bike to anything. I'm not, you know, taking it to the store or anything. It's in my locked garage with the camera on the outside, on all sides. There is a part on there that is like the part where the S part of the chain goes in. If you guys have ever had a 10-speed bike, you know what I'm talking about. It's the part that like retracts and moves. He tells you to put it on, but he doesn't tell you how to put it on or where or how to position it. And the way he had it positioned in the video was wrong. And I was trying to put it on the way it looked in the video by doing it in super slow motion and pausing it and seeing how he had it positioned. No, it was wrong. It was wrong. Because there is a little part of the, so there's like a circle part here and a circle part here that are supposed to go together. And there's a screw that goes through it to hold the contraption onto the frame, okay? I don't remember what it's called. It's got a weird name. But this round part that's connected to the contraption has like a little piece sticking out like this, okay? So when I'm screwing it in the way he had it on his bike, there's a gap here. And it's starting to flex. Well, if you put weight on that, it's going to break. So I'm like, this can't be right. There's got to be a way that this lines up somewhere so where it hooks on to the other circle part, right? And again, I have no strength. So I'm trying to screw in with this Allen wrench and unscrew and screw and unscrew and trying to position it right. And the screw is this big and it was just... Mr. Cinnamon comes home and I joked with him. I was like, can you please stop by the bike store and pick me up a hot guy that can put my bike together? And he's all, I'll bring Rico home. Okay, Rico is code name. I have, since the beginning of our relationship, called Mr. Cinnamon Rico. His name is Chris. I have called him Rico because when we met, he used to act like he was Rico Suave with the chicks. And so I would call him Rico. And it has stuck. So Rico is his sexy personality, right? So he's all, I'll bring Rico home. Well, can I tell you, Rico came home and sat on the couch and didn't offer to help me with the bike at all. I'm like, so I snapped at him, like, where the hell is Rico? I need Rico. Where's Rico? Because I'm already ready to cry because I'm very independent. I like to do things myself and I hate asking for help. I hate it. And I literally cannot pick up some of these pieces because they're too heavy for my arms. I'm hurting. I'm ready to cry. I hate that my body's not functioning properly. Okay, I'm so irritated. I'm mad at myself. I'm mad at my arms. The whole thing, right? I hear footsteps at a bathroom door. So that's either Juju or Lucas. We'll wait and see. Oh, that is Oreo's chain. That means Juju is up. Which means little man will be up because the second he hears anybody up, he's up. Alright, so anyway. Trying to put I got that done. I'm trying to put the back wheels on the frame. The back part of the frame. Which is not at all the front part of the frame. And it's heavy and it's awkward and I'm like... So he finally tries to step in. But he does like he often does, and him and I don't work good together, and which is so funny because we literally used to work together. And we would fight at work, and I would walk off the job because I would be so tired of looking at him because we don't work well together. We both have A-type personalities. We both are very don't tell me I'm not doing it right. Okay? Don't do that because you're going to make me mad. And don't correct me because that will make us mad. And we both are that same personality. And we both will step in and go, you're not doing that right. But see, he doesn't listen when I tell him that he's not doing it right. And I get hurt that he tells me I'm not doing it right. So I'm like, why are you calling me stupid? And he's like, how dare you correct me? Like, it's a bad situation. We don't work well together. I'm doing the one part I have the strength to do and put the chain on, okay? This is funny. Benny's up. I'm trying to put the chain on. I know how to do this. I told you guys. I have fixed and repaired and replaced the chain on my bike so many times growing up. That is the one part I know how to do. I'm lacing it on in the opposite order that the guy in the video is doing. Mr. Cinnamon's over my shoulder. You're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. He's not doing it that way. You're putting it on the wrong. And like over and until I'm like, I pulled the chain back off the bike and I laid it on the floor. I said, you're doing it. You're doing it. And I walked it back into the kitchen to finish dinner, right? He sat there and didn't move. I'm like, that chain is oily and the oil is going to soak into the carpet and you're going to have a bigger mess to clean up. So what? Okay. So, after about 15 minutes of me not touching the bike or coming back to the living room, he finally decides he's going to put the chain on, right? Following the video. And he clamped the dang thing closed. And it's on there. Like, it's on there. It ain't coming back off. He put it on wrong. He put it on wrong. He put it on wrong enough that there's the S part where the chain is supposed to go up and around like this, but there's a little metal guard and it's supposed to go in this space, and instead he put it over the metal guard. There's no way the bike is working at this point. He can't get the chain back off. Now I'm gonna cry because like now we gotta order a new chain. I don't know how we're gonna get this chain off. Like, and he's got tools and he's bending and prying to get the piece off that attaches it. And I'm so frustrated I want to hit him. It was so bad. Like, I hate this stupid bike. This is like 4 hours in. And we're not even to the main frame of the bike yet. Okay. And then the main frame of the bike was a whole other issue. Because there's forks on the main frame of the bike that are supposed to line up on this part. Well, he is insistent that the video and the picture show it on the inside, but it ain't fitting on the inside. So he's gonna bend it. Chris, that's not right. Chris, that's not right. Now I told you, he doesn't like to be told he's not right. And of course, I don't either. So we're bickering. Chris, that's not right. It doesn't go like that. I don't care what you think the video, like it. He's trying to force it and bend it to go in between. It don't go in between. It went on the outside. I'm trying to tell you, you don't want to listen to me. It's getting a little explosive at this point. I'm ready to put the bike in the yard and catch it on fire. I'm so tired of this stupid bike already. Little man decides at this point he's going to walk over and try to put the seat on. The seat has a bar underneath it that is not yet attached. So he walks over and puts it on, and the bar drops into the frame of the bicycle, way out of anyone's reach. So So we went and had dinner, and we walked away from the bicycle. Okay? It was a tense dinner. We tried not to talk about the bike and think about the bike. We talked about other things, right? I go back in the living room. I flipped the bike over as much as I can. The bar slid out, thank God. Because I was going to kill him at that point. And the main frame of the bike is all put together. And at this point, it needs air in the tires. And I could potentially go ride it. The brakes are kind of connected. Which is another thing. I was not real happy about the way he connected the brakes. Again, I have no strength, okay? I don't know that I would have did any better, but I'm watching and I'm supervising and I'm not happy with the way he was tired. He worked all day. The bike is giving us both problems. We're both bigger, and I understand, like, it was time to walk away and go to bed last night. I'm just done with this stupid bike. The whole house smells like Sears, because the smell of the tires is so strong on the stupid bicycle that is sitting in my living room, taking up the whole floor of the living room. I could smell the tires upstairs in my closed bedroom door. It smells god-awful. The bike is pretty. It's pink and white. It's supposed to be, I ordered the purple one, but even on the website, the purple looks pink. They had a pink version and a purple version, and the purple is definitely not purple, it's pink, but it's kind of this color right here. So it's purple leaning, but it's definitely pink. I know that this is purple, but like out here, that's kind of pink. It's actually not quite that color, but it's I don't know. So that's where we're at with the bike. Now we're gonna circle back to the health problems, because I don't see an end in the future for me with the health issues that I've been experiencing this week. I do have a doctor's appointment, which is another thing entirely. So when my doctor retired over a year ago, I had to try and find another doctor. There is not another doctor in our network. Well, if I switched practices entirely, I could find another doctor. I don't want to switch practices. I don't want to start fresh from scratch. I just wanted to, because we're planning on moving next year. I don't want to start fresh with doctor if we're just moving to a different area and I have to start over again. Like, I just want to keep it in the practice, in the whatever the heck they call whatever it is. Okay, I want to stay within the same group of medical professionals, because they have all of my papers, they have all of my charts. I don't want to have to switch doctors for a year again to have to find a new doctor. Which means, because they have no actual doctors, they have nurse practitioners. Fine, whatever. They can do what my doctor was doing and just keep me limping along. So the nurse practitioner that I've been seeing since he retired is in a pediatrician's office. So I am a 300+ pound woman sitting in chairs meant for little kids, going into an exam room meant for little kids, sitting in a chair, because, like I said, I do sit on the exam table when they're examining me, but I will not sit up there waiting for the doctor. They have to bring in a leg cuff to do my blood pressure, because all of their equipment is for little kids. That is embarrassing. It is humiliating to have a leg cuff on your arm. You know you have obese patients. Buy an obese cuff. It's not that difficult. They're not that expensive. I know, I have several. Buy a wrist cuff if you don't want to be cheap and you don't want to spend money on your practice. Like, what? Bill my insurance, okay? Put a kid's leg cuff on my arm. Is it the same thing? Does it do the job? Yes. But it says leg cuff, right? Like, how do you think that makes your patient feel? And the last time I went to see her, I had gained a couple of pounds, and it was not a lot of weight. It was a couple of pounds, which happens when I am inflamed. It happens when I am retaining water. Like, I will gain 8 pounds overnight from swelling. 10 pounds, no problem. She came in, and I was there to talk about my mental health. She came in immediately just berating me just because I gained a couple, and I was not there. I almost broke down in front of her. I'm like, I'm so done with this lady. And this was 6 months ago. So now I'm due for all my medications to be refilled. I'm not going back to her. And should I have looked for a doctor earlier than that? Yeah, because I knew I didn't want to go see her that day. Should I have tried? Yeah, I should have tried to get a different doctor. So Mr. Cinnamon started seeing another nurse practitioner within the network. As a man, he's very, very young. He's like Juju's age, I swear. He's all, I'll get you in to see him. So he calls and he's like, I would like to make an appointment with him for my wife. And they're like, oh, no, she sees so-and-so. He's like, she doesn't want to see so-and-so. Well, we cannot do that. And they're giving him a run around. Like, we can't switch because our policy is this. And she needs to continue to go see. He's all, she's sitting in a pediatrician's office being treated for diabetes, for this, that, and other, right? Well, yeah, we understand that. But he's all, no, you don't understand that. That's like... I don't know if he told them I was a big woman because he dealt with them because he's the one that does all that for me. I don't know if he told them I'm a big woman on a little tiny table. I don't know what he told them. And he's arguing on my behalf. He's like, no, like, she does not want to see her anymore. And she's all, we don't have a choice where she's located. We're limited with space. Because she used to be upstairs with my doctor. When he left, they closed the whole top floor of that. Like that, nobody's up there. And we need to talk to the office manager or something to get approval and this and that. And so finally they called him back later in the evening. They're like, yeah, we can get her in with him, but we can't see her till September. I'm having health issues right now. I need refills right now. I'm sharing one of my prescriptions with Mr. Cinnamon. Well, I'm sharing his prescription because we take the same medication. He's just on a higher dose. So I'm just taking like half of one of his pills until I get mine. But the same thing happened when he needed a refill. He took some of mine. It's the same medication. It's for our heart. Well, he's on it for his blood pressure. I'm on it for my heart. So I'm on a lower dose than him. So I can just like break the pill in half and I have my dose. But I hate doing that. And so what has been going on with me has been, it's weird. I don't understand the symptoms I'm having. I was cleaning the office. I told you guys, I cleaned in here. I moved stuff around. I didn't do anything super strenuous. And then the next day I just set up the classroom area. It was not anything, I didn't lift anything heavy. It was just cleaning and moving a couple of totes around. Nothing out of the ordinary, right? But I woke up and my elbows were just hurting. Like a pain I can't describe. And it's not, I've had broken bones. It's not like that. It's like when you really worked a muscle really hard. Like if you've ever had a really hard workout and then you're sore for the next day, like it hurts to move. It's like that with stabbing, really sharp stabbing, like in the muscle. Which is not something I have ever experienced in my life. And it's really bad in my left elbow. Specifically from about here to here. It still hurts. But after about a day or 2 days of just my elbows hurting, the pain started to spread down into my hands. And my hands they're nowhere near swollen. Like they were so swollen, like my finger was hanging over my ring. And I couldn't get my ring off. Actually, I can't still get it off. Like it's spread into my hands. And then it started to spread up into my shoulders. and in my neck. And I have had a persistent headache right here for days. Actually, I'm not feeling it right now, so hopefully it doesn't come back. I went to bed the other night and I was just hurting so bad, and my arms feel like they're about 100 pounds each. And I'm having a hard time just lifting basic things. I told you guys I tried to go grocery shopping and I could not lift things off the shelf to put them in the cart. I did not have the strength to pick it up. I'm trying not to cry. I'm so frustrated with myself. My body is like... Grocery shop. I like grocery shop. I can't grocery shop right now. Everything takes so much extra effort. Everything's heavy because my arms are hurt and are heavy. The pain was so bad the other morning. I woke up and it's like in my shoulders and my neck. And because of that, like the muscles across here are real, like tightening up because I'm overcompensating because everything hurts. And I'm like, I called Mr. Cinnamon at work. I'm crying. I'm like, I hurt so bad. And he's all, I'm gonna come home, I'm gonna take you to urgent care. I'm like, they're not gonna do anything. Urgent care is meant to put a band-aid on. They put a band-aid on and send you about your way. They don't, like, urgent care sucks. The ER don't do not, it's meant to get you a band-aid to make you well enough to go see a doctor later in the week or whenever you can get in. That's all that they do. I don't know if in other areas it's different, but in this area, like, they don't do anything. They give you a band-aid to keep you whatever until you can get into your own doctor. They don't do testing. They don't even touch you and examine you at urgent care. And this is a major problem. Like, I went in the same urgent care when I was having a really bad outbreak on my hands of my eczema, where it was blistering and like itchy to the meat. Like, it was bad. The man walked into the office, sat down, and goes, "What's going on?" "Okay, well, what usually helps?" And I told him what the doctor has given me in the past. He gave me a strange look because it's a weird combination of medications. It's steroids and Pepsid AC, because Pepsid AC treats ulcers even on your skin. And this doctor didn't know that. And I don't remember what else he gave me. He's all right. He wrote me the prescription, sent me on my way. Did not look at my hands, did not attempt to examine my body in any way, shape, or form. Wrote me the prescription, sent me out the door. Follow up with your doctor. This time was not any different. Like, she listened to my heart and she listened to my breathing, and she's all, "Oh, we're going to check you for COVID and the flu." Makes sense. I'm having aches and pains and body pain, right? That makes sense. But when those came back, she looked at me dumbfounded and goes, "I don't know what to tell you." She did not at all examine the swelling that I told her I had. She did not at all look at my hands, my arms, my neck. None of it. If you're in that much pain, go to the ER. I just paid an exorbitant amount of money to visit the urgent care. Now you want me to go spend a $200 copay at the ER so that they can tell me the same thing you just did? Nothing. Because nobody knows. I'm going to have to go through a litany of tests through my doctor in September to figure out what is going on now, and hopefully these symptoms... See, here's the problem. Like, if the symptoms are still here, that means I'm still in pain till September. If the symptoms are gone, what are they actually testing for? Because it's done with. So I hate doctors. So, urgent care did nothing. She goes, "Does prednisone generally help for this kind of thing?" I was like, "I've never had this kind of thing. Prednisone works for when I have a eczema outbreak and other things." And she's all, "Oh, okay. Well, yeah, go to the ER if you're in too much pain." Why are you bringing up prednisone if you're not offering to try prednisone to help get the inflammation at least down? frustrated is not the word. So, in September, I will finally get into my eye doctor because he hasn't been able to see me before then. But I think part of my vision problems is that my vision has improved so much that my glasses are they're too strong. And I have, through testing my own eyesight, have determined I no longer need glasses to watch TV or drive or do any of that stuff. Which last year I needed glasses for everything, near, far, everything. And now it's just, I can't see anything from here to here. So if I hold the book really far away, I can see it. So I think maybe reading glasses, because I've been using over-the-counter reading glasses, and those have been, and they're not even, like, I have every strength of reading glasses in the house. I have 0.5, I have 1, I have 1.5, I have 2, and then I have 3.5. 3.5 is way too strong. I think I'm about at where the +2 is. So the +2 reading glasses is what I'm able to use to read my books. And if I put on my prescription glasses, I can see the books, but this eye is a plus, I think this eye is a plus 2.2 last time I had it checked, and this eye was like a 1 or something. So, I'm going to need glasses just for reading because I can't look up at the top because my lenses are trifocals. I can't look up through the top and see the TV anymore, and I can't look through the middle and see anything. So, the bifocal part is the only, the bottom bifocal part is the only part I can actually see through when reading, and then I have to take them off or I get a headache. So there's improvements on that aspect. Also, when I went to the urgent care, like, my blood pressure was through the roof. And I think it's just because I was in a lot of pain. Because once the pain came down a little bit from me taking 4 over-the-counter Motrin, it just took the edge off the pain. My blood pressure dropped to low blood pressure. So it was in the high range and it went to low range. So yeah, my blood pressure is back to being controlled. I've also lost, I think I've lost about 8 pounds this week, but I'm not complaining about that at all. So yeah, there's just a lot. It's the mentality of the pain and the mentality of dealing with not being able to do normal things that I want to do. Like crocheting is really hard right now because my arms are killing me. And I was trying to play Dreamlight Valley yesterday, and holding the controller was heavy to me. So cooking for the kids, cooking dinner for the family, like, all these things hurt. And I'm starting to see that some of the weakness and the pain is now in my legs. So that's what's going on. That's why all I've finished is the sweater. It took me about a week to make the sweater, which normally would take me about 2 days. Because it's a bulky weight yarn, it should have been done in 2 days, but I'm not giving myself a hard time for that. I'm trying right now to just take it as easy as I can on my body and do as little as possible. But also, and I'm going to tell you a couple of things that may have happened that is causing this reaction in my body that I will bring to the doctor's attention. Before all of this, I got bit by something in my arm. There was 2 puncture marks and a big swollen spot on my arm. I don't know what bit me. We do have black widows here. I think if it was a black widow, I would have had a bigger reaction on my arm. I don't know if I'm having a reaction to the bug bite, but the bug bite is just, it's just a spot now. That's it. It was 2 puncture marks. I could have even gotten stung because we had a wasp nest on the front porch that Mr. Cinnamon had to take care of, and I may have gotten stung and just not felt it. Because I didn't feel anything, it just started to itch. And so when I went to scratch it, I was like, what the heck? And I told Mr. Cinnamon, because I can't, like, look and see the back of my arm. And I was like, oh, you have 2 puncture marks, and it was pretty swollen, you know. Could have been a wasp. I don't know. But then I went into the garage, and my laundry is in the garage, and my family is notorious for taking clothes and just throwing them on the garage floor in front of the washer and waiting for some magic fairy to come along and do the laundry. This magic fairy doesn't do everyone's laundry anymore. I'm done. You're adults. Okay? I do my laundry and I do little man's laundry, and I will wash something for Mr. Cinnamon if he needs it. But no, you're responsible for your own laundry. And because of that, there's been just clothes sitting there for a while because I'm washing other clothes. Well, at some point, someone threw something in the utility sink that the washer drains into. I hope you can't hear my stomach. That was so loud. I haven't eaten yet. So it caused the sink to overflow into the garage, but the garage drained straight down the driveway. So I never noticed there was water in there because I wasn't the one that did the laundry. And so the water got underneath the clothes. We live in a very hot, humid area. There is a lot of mold in our area, period, because of just our soil is clay. And clay does not drain, which means there's just a lot of mold that happens in the state of Virginia and a lot of places in the United States. We have high mold counts, and I know from experience I am highly allergic to mold, and I know mold is bad for everybody. I have a very, very strong reaction to mold. And when the mold count is high, I get really, really sick to where sometimes I have to go to the hospital. Okay? So, with that being said, I'm tired of looking at this pile in front of the washing machine that has my daughter's blankets and sheets in it because she has not yet washed them. And her clothes were underneath. And she's not the only one to blame, because I have very often said, hey, go set this in front of the washer so I can deal with it. Okay? Well, then it gets mixed up with the pile. Okay? I'm picking up clothes not realizing there was water at any point under these clothes. And I'm putting them in and I smell mold really strong. And I lift up the pile and there is a huge black spot of mold that has encrusted the bottom couple of t-shirts and stuff on the bottom of the pile. Right into my face. Right into my face. I went about my business. I'm washing as much of the pile as I can. Bringing the clothes in and sorting through what had mold spots on it and throwing that out. And I'm wondering, could it have been the bug bite or whatever stung me? Is it because I inhaled too much mold and now my body is having a violent reaction? I don't know. These will be things that I bring up to the doctor when I see him next month. Next month is only a couple weeks away. What's today? Today's the 23rd when I'm recording this. I see him at the beginning of the month. So, could be all of those things. Because the symptoms started, and the bug bite and the mold thing all happened on the same day. And the symptoms started like the next day. So it could all be connected. I don't know. We'll see. I just know that I need to, I asked Mr. Cinnamon, but he's working. So this weekend I'm going to have him go out there and we're going to really, really scrub and try to clean out the garage in that area in case there's any mold spores left over. Try to clean up the area. It's a small area in front of the washing machine. And I know that I'm going to pour as many chemicals on it as I need to get rid of it. But, yeah. So, that was the personal aspect of the Monday Mix videos that I generally do. And that's my stomach growling again, which means I need to probably end this video and go find something to eat. It's really loud. My stomach hasn't growled like this in a long time. I don't know what's coming this week. I'm playing everything by ear. If I have a day where I don't feel good, I'm not coming on to make a video. And I've been taking everything real slow anyway. Like, I've been making shorter videos. I've been just trying to do the best that I can. I don't think I have any yarn ordered. I do have... Mr. Cinnamon ordered me a yarn for my birthday that has not yet came into the country because it's from another country. And I don't know when that's coming in, but I'll show that when it comes in. I am taking a lot of downtime and trying to recoup. I'm getting reverberation in my ears, which tells me there's something going on with my ears. I also have chronic ear infection, so when my ears do this, it's generally a bad sign. Again, could be connected to the mold thing. She also did say, one of the things she did say at the urgent care, she goes, you may very well have picked up a virus caused from an upper respiratory infection. Because Juju had some of the same symptoms I did, but hers weren't as severe and they didn't last as long. It could be part of a virus. I don't know. It could be part of a virus. And little man wasn't feeling good, so I don't know what the heck is going on. I just have to remember to edit that I said a bad word in this video, because I said the bad word. Alright, with that, I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much for hanging out with me this morning. Tell me my shirt is pretty at least so that I can feel better. I'm really happy with the way this shirt turned out. And what's funny is I took it off, and to keep it someplace safe so the dog didn't get on it or that it didn't end up on the floor, I slid it over the back of the chair and it fit perfectly. And I was like, okay, but am I going to crochet a cover for this chair? Because I think I am. I was thinking of doing one for Halloween, so we have Halloween colors on the back of my chair, because I have lots of Halloween yarn back there. I was thinking about making a Halloween cover for the chair, and then, because I'm in Halloween mood already. And then, back to the bicycle. There's 2 baskets on it, and you already know, because if you were around when I broke my leg and I had to ride that stupid scooter thing, I crocheted the heck out of that thing. So once I get my bicycle together and I'm done hating it, I'm gonna crochet things so that I'm just driving around town with a crochet bicycle. I was even thinking about crocheting a couple granny squares and putting them on the wheel spokes. Right? You understand, because you're my people. Can you imagine just the wheels turning and there's just like one single granny square just going, I mean, I'm that extra. And I want to make like basket covers so that that's super cute. I told Mr. Cinema I'm terrified to get on it, because as a fat person, I told the story previously last week. Like, he bought me a regular old bicycle from Walmart, and I surpassed the weight limit by about 25 pounds. And he's all, it'll be fine, it'll be fine. And I rode it around the corner and the wheel broke. And so we ordered another wheel, and he put the wheel on, I think. I refuse to get back on that bike because I'm still over the weight limit of the bicycle. And this bicycle has like a 425 pound weight limit, and I'm well beneath that. I'm still terrified to sit on the thing. I'm scared. That's embarrassing, first of all. And to spend $300 on a bicycle and have the wheels pop from under you, like, that's not cool. And I'm terrified that's going to happen. I haven't told you guys this, but like I think I did tell you guys, I've been in a lot of bike accidents. I told you guys about the car door hitting me, throwing me across the street. But also I broke my arm on a bike one year. I was riding with my best friend across the street, Ricky, his little brother, or not his little brother, his little sister, Joy. She was on I had a boy's bike, so it had the crossbar across. She was sitting on it, and I was riding her up and down the street, and I was a daredevil. I went fast. And she stuck her foot in the spokes And so it made the bike come to a dead stop because her bike stopped the wheel from spinning, and the entire bike went up and over the wheel. And I slammed my face into the pavement. I got stitches across my chin. I broke my arm. And she didn't get hurt at all. I mean, her little foot was hurting a little bit, but no, I was in the hospital. And it caused severe damage on the tire. Like the tire, the whole rim bent. So it was crazy. It was a crazy accident. I'm surprised she didn't get hurt worse, because it was her foot like literally went into the tire. But yeah, don't do that. Don't ride double on bikes. It's dangerous. That was one of many, many times that I got hurt on my bike, because I was a daredevil. I would do tricks on my bike, and I fell a lot. I was also really clumsy as a child, which is an ADHD symptom, you know, clumsy, getting hurt a lot, because like your brain is not keeping up with the dangers of the world, and you just do stupid stuff because your brain is thinking about 800 things at one time. You don't think that, oh, that might hurt me. The little man's the same way. Luckily, he has not broken any bones yet, but before he got medicated, he would do the dumbest stuff. Like, he was probably 3 years old and walked over to the wall, and I didn't know what he was doing. He had the hook for a Christmas ornament in his hand and stuck it in the wall plug. Luckily, I think he short-circuited it, because it was one of the ones that was by the kitchen, so it had the safety thing, and it automatically shut down the power when that happened. He didn't get hurt though, but like, I'm like, what? I'm literally right there, and he just, faster than I could react. And he up until the time he was 6, when he got put on his ADHD medication, he had no idea that there were dangers in the world, and he would just do the stupidest things that would just, I had to constantly be on guard so he didn't get killed, because he would just ride his bike out in front of a car. Like, I mean, he wouldn't even like look. He was never aware of anything in his surroundings. Like, I don't know how he survived, or we survived that first 6 years. It was so bad. It was so bad. I was constantly on edge. He was just constantly, it was constantly, I'm like, I think my child has a death wish. Like, he's trying to kill himself. I don't understand. And I don't know. So anyway, with all that, see, I tell you these stories, and I'm like, maybe I shouldn't have told that story, because people are thinking I'm a bad parent, but it's just what we have been through. I promise I'm not a bad parent. I try my very best to be the best parent I can. Am I perfect? Absolutely not. But with that, I am actually going to let you go this time. I'm going to go eat breakfast. We're going to edit the F word out of this video, and we're going to go about our day. I'm probably going to go play video games for a little bit, because that's what I have the energy to do right now. At least I'm dressed today. I have my undergarments on, which I have not done in the past several days because the pain has been so bad. And I have actual clothes on instead of pajamas. So today, I'm sore today, but I'm nowhere near where I was. I just hope the worst of it is over. So if you are the praying type, please say a little prayer for Cinnamon Stitches. If you're not the praying type, send me positive energy. Have a good thought for me. Send some good juju out into the air, whatever it is you believe in, or just wish me well in your head. It all is the same to me. It doesn't matter. With that, I will let you go, and I will see you. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. We got to play that by ear. And I'll see you when I see you. Bye, guys.